welcome back to another episode of the Miracle Marketing Podcast, where we bring you interviews from business owners, celebrity guests, and hot topics. I am your host, Brandon Adams, along with my co-host, super producer, Big Perry. Big Perry. Welcome to have you back, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How's everything out in the ATL?
Man, it's a beautiful day today. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
complain. It's beautiful.
Okay.
How
Well,
about Vegas?
man, Vegas has gotten cold and windy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's cool here too.
It's windy and cold. Shoot. Yep. So you guys make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, send us an email to amiraclepodcast@gmail.com. On today's show, we have a very special guest. I am excited to talk to this young lady. She's on one of my shows that I've been watching. And if you guys are watching, man, man, man. So without further ado, we're going to bring on the show Miss Tristan Cunningham. How are you this morning?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for that lovely intro. I'm happy to be here.
No problem. So, for everybody that don't know which show I am talking about season one and season two of Hulu's hit show Reasonable Doubt with Morris Chestnut. How do you pronounce the other young lady's real name that plays
Jax, Emma
Jazz on the
Yahtzee,
show? Yeah, yes. Say it again.
Emma Yahtzee.
Emma Yahtzee. Okay, I always see her name. I didn't know how to pronounce it. I just call her Jazz
Mm,
on the show.
Jax.
So how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Thank you
Great,
for asking.
great, great. So before we get into Reasonable Doubt,
Hmm.
for everybody that don't know, you've been in a lot of stuff. You've been in another one of my favorite shows, SWAT, 911, NCSI, and you got a lead role I hear coming up. Is that correct?
Tell me more. What do you know?
Some called Kill for Kill, and you playing the name Toni again?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, Kill for Kill, I think is the title. The title's been changing a little bit, but it's a to-be film coming out. And yeah, my character's Toni.
Toni.
Toni. So I guess
That-
I just play Tony's. That's just what I do.
All right. So I'm gonna let Perry on go first. Perry on, you go first, and then I'm gonna come in with Tristan. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, let's
Okay,
go back to
Perry.
the beginning. Now, in your bio, I read that you are an acrobat too. Do you still do that?
I still do. Yeah. I'm glad you brought this up because I don't get to talk about it a lot. So I started my performing days in circus. I was with this youth circus called Circus Smirkus on the East Coast. They take you out of school a little bit early and you literally run away and join the circus for the summer, perform all summer long. So that's how I started performing. And they kind of told me I was an actor. Like there was a theme to the show every year and I would get like super into it. Like they'd be like, Tristan, I'd be like, no, I'm, the pirate queen or something. And they're like, Tristan, just go backstage or whatever. So I was like, and so they were like, honey, you're an actor. So I ended up going from the circus world to SUNY Purchase in their theater arts and film conservatory. And it's funny when I auditioned for the conservatory, I did a monologue with like a bunch of backflips and turns, and I juggled a little bit. And they were like, okay, just come to the callback, just words, only the words, no flips, just do the words. And I was lucky enough to get in there, and then that's it. Here we are. That was the
That's beautiful.
beginning.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. As far as acting, how close to your personality are your characters?
Okay, I get asked this a lot about Toni because for those who have not seen the show, I'm not the most loved character. Is that accurate? In fact, I might be the most hated character on the show.
I wouldn't say
No, I
that
am the
though.
most hated. What'd
What?
you say?
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank
No.
you for that. You should see some of the messages I get because Jax's squad, Jax's folks, they love their girl.
I
So
know.
Toni gets some messages. But sorry, back to your question. Yeah, I get asked that a lot about Toni because not a spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it, but Toni she does some things and is sort of sleeping around in the show with some men that that aren't her man. Let's say that much. And so people often ask me like, don't you feel bad? Or like, how do you tap into that? Or how do you play a character that would do that? But I think, don't come for me. I think we all have a little bit of Toni in us. She got divorced. I think she was pretty loyal in her relationship. She got divorced and she wilded out a little bit. So again, back to the original question, I definitely always sort of pull from myself. But obviously, if you play someone who was a murderer, you're not going to really murder people or anything like that. But I do think there's little aspects of yourself that you bring into everything. And I might get in trouble for saying this, but I really enjoy playing Toni and getting to, be that woman that's like, I'm gonna do me.
Yeah, I think when you play characters like that, it allow you to be more free, because you can kind of ad lib a little bit as that type of character. They want you to do some of the things that cause it to be more exciting. You say some,
Yeah, for
just
sure.
reactions, whether it's facial reactions or just the way you move and stuff. So I think that's very beautiful.
Yeah, for
Outside,
sure.
outside of that, when I saw your reel, all the different characters you play, whether it was a police officer or a lawyer, like you're just awesome. It's just, I mean, the way you
Thank
you
you.
switch it up. Was it was schooling that, or you just naturally had it?
Well, thank you. That's really nice to hear. Sometimes you be doing a lot and forget. So thank you for that. Um, yeah, school definitely helps. SUNY purchased the school I went to, so that was more theater focused, and I also think that helps. I'm still somewhat new to film and television. In the
Mhm.
past, 6, 7 years, it's become my norm. But I did a lot of theater, and I think in theater they like, you're shape shifting a lot. In theater, you do a Shakespeare, or in SUNY purchase, we had a lot of females in our program because they used to do cuts in my program, and they ended up just cutting a lot of the men. I don't know why, but I ended up playing like a lot of men too at school. Like at one point I was like, I would like to play a female, please. So I think the theater background helped with the ability to play different characters. And then the training at SUNY Purchase was intense. It was brutal. After and I'm grateful for it because you get technique and you get all those things, and then you just have it. But after school, I had to, do a little bit of recovery time of like, you are a good actor, you are worthy, because they just, it was intense training for sure.
Military.
A little bit military, yeah, yeah. And I think schools are kind of leaving that sort of. I heard they don't do cuts anymore, and they're leaving some of that military way. But when I was at college, it was a pretty strict program for sure.
Yeah, today's society is a little touchy. A lot people are a lot more sensitive now. So I can understand that. You have your instructor telling you to shut up.
Right, right. It doesn't
and
quite work. And younger folk now, like there's conversations that are being had that weren't being had, when I was in college, and younger folk now are like, we're not going to take it. So, things are a little bit different now for sure.
What's up, Brandon?
Okay, so I'm ready for you with this reasonable doubt. We getting ready to get into it.
And now the season finale's out, so I
I
can
know,
I
I
can say,
know.
oh, I did a lot of interviews before, and people were like, tell me who's the baby daddy. And I'm like, I can't.
Okay, so season one, your character was a little. I mean, it's the same character, but season one was a lot different than this season.
For sure.
And the show had went away for a long time where I was wondering, like, is it even going to come back? Because I used to watch it in 2022, actually forgot all about it. Then all of a sudden I saw it was coming back on. I was like, oh, okay. So when I checked it out, and then your role in the new season, but man, the way you ended in season two, the final episode, we got to heat up for season three. You dropped
Yeah,
that bomb on
I sure did. You've been served. I
them.
sure did. So, okay, you said a lot there. Yeah, it did take a break for sure. And I'm so grateful for everybody, y'all, for sticking with the show because it was a long break.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, nervous. Like, are people going to remember? I think a lot of people went back and watched season one right before season two came out because they were like, "Oh, right, that show it's still going."
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of factors happened, and then the strike happened, and then the show moved to Atlanta to
Oh,
shooting
it's
it.
in Atlanta.
That's where we shot it. Yeah.
Perry on, you hear
So
You see what I'm saying? I didn't even know.
that?
we were right next to you, Perry. We were in your neighborhood.
You see what I'm saying?
So thank you to everybody that stuck with the show. And as you can see, I think season two was strong. So hopefully you feel like it was worth it. And then yeah, it wasn't when I shot season one, I wasn't sure. Just so y'all know, my baby's here, just so everybody is aware. um, when I shot season, she likes to join me on interviews. When I shot season one, I didn't know if I was coming back for season two, and that's kind of how it works as an actor. You kind of are living in the unknown. Even now, it's like, will there be a season three? We're all just sort of the life we sign on for.
Well, we know now.
And it can be tough. It's going to be season three. Put me
You
on.
dropped that bomb on us. It's got to be in season three.
I don't know for sure, but there has to be. I hope.
Yeah.
They're gonna have if there's not a season three. I'm not threatening you, Hulu. I'm not threatening you, but if there's not a season three, people are gonna be angry. So,
Mm-hmm. You can't
um,
get us with that and not bringing season three back.
right, I'm with you. So yeah, I wasn't sure, and then it got greenlit for season two, and I was just happy, because the cat and Mayati, McKinley Freeman, Shannon, who plays Shannon Kane, like just such a wonderful group of talented, incredible human beings. So if I was in season two or not, I was happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the showrunner Ramala did write me a message and was like, "All right, here we go." So I knew from then, okay, maybe I'll be in season two, but I didn't see any papers yet. Like you don't know until you sign a contract. Um, and then it also happened that I was pregnant in my real life. So I was like,
Congratulations.
see if I am in season two now, even though that was even after I knew I was going to be in a couple episodes. I was having a baby, and then it just so happened that I read the script for season two, and I got like three pages in, and Lewis calls his brother and says Toni's pregnant. And that wasn't something that was written because I was actually pregnant. It just the stars aligned.
Mm.
So that was a real blessing. So after that, I was like, I'm in season two. There's no quit. Me and my baby, we're in it.
Okay. All right. How
Would
was
you
it?
think?
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, how was it on set working with, the character Jazz and all of them and having the conflict and everything? How'd you like that?
Well, I'll say Emma Yahtzee is absolutely incredible actor, and then on top of that, just so kind and a number one on a show. You never know; they have a lot on their plate, and so I always try to. I've yet to be a number one on a show, so I always try to give them the room and space they need. Oh, blessings, baby. Um, because they're holding a lot, so you want to be respectful of that process. But she is on top of just bringing it in every single scene. I mean, for those who've seen season two, she tears into me every other scene. Um, uh, she brings it every scene, and then she's also just so kind, professional, on time, respectful, does the job, and then she's like fun on top of it. I'm like, how are you all these things? So, you get you, you never know how people work. Some people are method too, and they might not want to talk to Toni because on screen they have to hate me. But she wasn't like that. She was super loving. And then I happened to be pregnant in real life, and somehow she was like making sure I had water and taking care of me too. And I'm like, no, I'm good. You take care of yourself. You got 10 scenes to shoot today. I have two, so
Mhm.
I'm good. But yeah, it was a wonderful experience. And then McKinley Freeman is just from Hit the Floor. He's just an incredible human as well. And as you all saw in season one, we had some pretty intimate stuff we had to do together pretty quickly too. When you do intimate scenes, you don't quite have, a week to be like, hey, how are you? What's your name? It's sort of like, okay, here we go. Of course, there's an intimacy coordinator there, but you jump in pretty quick. And there's not many humans that like you can do that with and feel comfortable, but McKinley is definitely one of them.
So, Perion.
I was going to ask, would you consider for season 3 your baby being in the show?
I definitely would. I got to show my belly. It's funny. Somebody just commented on one of the things. I don't usually go through the comments, but this one popped. I can't stand this fake belly. They have this fake belly on her. And I'm like, no, that was my real belly. Really pregnant. But I think we often don't see people really pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you're pregnant, your belly isn't a perfect shape. It's she was moving and turning and twirling in there, circus baby. And so it was looking off. And so I think that looked off to people because the fake bellies are like perfectly round, but it was just funny to me. But yeah, I definitely would, consider having her in anything. My agents, like her picture's up on my page and stuff, and they submit us. And my thought is like, she'll let me know if she doesn't like being on set. Babies let you know when they don't like something.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. And she's already been on screen, so hey, why not?
She got a resume already.
She does, right? I'm trying to get her SAG credits for her.
There you go.
Well, actually, since she was in the belly on the show, she should get credit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. She was in it. And they ended up cutting it, but the first time I come back and see Lewis, there was a section where I think the intention was Toni was really showing him like, no, I'm pregnant. And so I lifted up my shirt and showed my belly. It didn't make the cut. But if it had, I would have been like, she was really in this series.
As long as you got a bump on the show, she should get credit and a check.
Right, you're not wrong. That's right.
Are you considering doing your own movies and releasing them?
Meaning like writing my own movies?
Yes.
Filming them, doing all that? That's a good question. And for any other artists out there, like, I think it's important to do your own stuff just to get a greater understanding for your voice to be, don't wait for someone to pick your stuff up, like do it. And also maybe someone will pick your stuff up too. But yeah, that's funny. People ask me often, and I've written a short film.
Okay.
And I also directed a sketch comedy show in the Bay Area, this sketch comedy group called Killing My Lobster. And I didn't love either. I'm gonna be real. I did not love it. I'd much rather be directed, say other people's words. I consider myself someone that can definitely take a note and is fun to work with. And I felt moments where I wasn't fun, especially when it was my film. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I got the clarity now that I'd like to stay on the other side. Give me your words, and I'll be directed by you, and I will deliver. I promise.
Yeah, I believe you could do it because you have the personality for it. I think that sometimes we be our worst critics. We do something we don't think that it is as strong as other stuff we've done. But I think you can do it. You just have to be, do it a lot more time. It's always going to be the first few times you do it, it's not going to feel right. But after a while, you get it, especially once you start doing it and having fun with it.
No, that's true. And that's like for anybody watching who was an actor, aspiring actor, or whatever. You're so right. It's a muscle. I did a million. Hi, you want to be on this interview too? Well, they're asking me a question. I did not a million, but a lot of co-stars, small parts on sets. I even when I first came here, I didn't do any extra work, but I did some. I was like a guest on some game shows, and it was just so good to see all those cameras and just get. I'm trying to. Thank you, love. See all those cameras and stuff and just get used to having a big camera around you or get used to someone saying action. The first couple times I was on set, they said action, my heart dropped. Like I got nervous. It's a muscle. You're so right, Parent. Like you gotta, the more you feel comfortable, the more you can bring yourself to it and just realize that, we're so blessed to get to do this line of work. Literally, I play for my job. I play a character for my job. I tell my family in Jamaica and they're like, they can't even compute because they don't have the privilege
Yeah.
of doing that. So you're right. Like getting comfortable and remembering that it's fun. This is so fun. We get to tell stories and play characters. It's fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Brent?
So I always ask everybody that comes on the show this question.
Yes.
If you could play any role and work with any, or I should say questions, if you could play any role, what would it be?
It's a great question. And I think, we're just starting to sort of see Black men and women in different lights on television. And even when I first came to LA, it was a lot of like nurses and cops, which is great. And we have some, incredible Angela Bassett. We have some incredible, fierce Black women cops and Jacks, Emma Yahtzee as lawyers. But I do want to see us playing all the parts. And I happen to be Insecure was sort of this for me, but there's another series called Chewing Gum. And why am I forgetting her name? She just did a series called You Can't Destroy Me or Destroy Me or something like that. Sorry, new baby brain.
No
But
problem.
she played a really, awkward, nervous Black woman. And I hadn't seen that on TV. I really hadn't. And so and it's why I love Jax too, because she's a badass lawyer who does not play, but she's flawed too.
Hmm.
And we need to see ourselves in those lights. We are not just one way, we are many ways.
Hmm.
So sorry, longest answer ever, but I would like to I did an interview. One of the people was saying, one of the people was interviewing me, she was like, I've never seen a Black woman serial killer. Not saying that I want to play that, but like just a part that we haven't
The
quite
typical,
quite
the typical,
yeah,
something that's
we
not
haven't quite
typical that
seen it
you
yet.
always see. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're all out here. We come in
Hmm.
every shape and form and size. You know what I mean? So it would be great to see that on television. And then there was a second part of the question.
So my
Oh, who do I
second
want to
part,
work with?
who do you want to work with?
Okay, well, Morris Chestnut was a big one, and when he was on set, he is so kind too. When I had shot a court scene, and that was the first time we had no scenes together. That was the first time he was going to be in the room when I was shooting, and I had a whole moment. I was like, it's Morris. But I didn't, again, try to respect his privacy, so I didn't come in. But he approached me and was like, "Hi," and I held my ground, but inside I was like. So that was exciting. Who else do I want to work with? I am Jamaican, and so Delroy Lindo's definitely. What do you need? Do you want to be seen? Do you want to see?
Hey,
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 pretty.
mama, what's going on?
She doesn't like to be left out.
Okay,
Um, so
welcome
I'm
to the
just keeping
show.
it
It's so pretty.
So Delroy is a big one for me. I did shoot on
Bring the
911, but
bring the screen up
oh,
a little bit so we can. There we go.
there
Just
we go.
there we go, so
So
we can see both
Delroy
of
for
you.
sure.
Okay.
All right, now you got both of us.
Hmm.
Thanks y'all for your patience. I did shoot on 911, but I didn't get to work with Angela Bassett, so that's for sure. And then Kerry Washington is very connected to Reasonable Doubt, Simpson Street, her organization with Hulu and Onyx. They all make Reasonable Doubt happen, and so Kerry was on set a lot. And just her energy, she is a lovely human. So I would love to get to like just get in the boxing room with Carrie and do a scene with her, do a series with her, do anything with that beautiful spirit. So those are kind of my three for sure.
Okay. I didn't know you were Jamaican.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. I love
Yep.
Jamaica. Had a great time when I
Oh,
was
you
out
do?
there.
Yes. That makes
Hmm.
me happy.
Yeah.
Big things that go on.
Yeah. Hey, we had Patra on the show. How long ago was that? Paparion? Couple of months ago?
Yeah, probably about 4 months ago.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamaicans are out here. I work with a group called Jamaicans in Hollywood. And I think there's, people don't, because Jamaicans code switch, people like they don't know.
Yeah.
But there's Jamaicans out here. We out here.
Such a Just to get to that part, such a small world. The very first time I seen Imasi, how you pronounce it? Jax
Emma Yahtzee. Mm-hmm.
Emiyati. was
Mm.
on the show Ballers.
Oh yeah.
Well, my client that played on Ballers, Stacey Robinson, is Jamaican.
Oh,
And
okay. I gotta
so,
hit her up.
so she played the doctor to The Rock on the show.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Don't come for me. I have not seen Ballers, but I know people love it.
Hmm. Well, it's over now, but that was where I first saw her on the show.
But it
And
was like a pretty big hit, right?
oh yeah, stayed on for a long time.
Okay. How
Yeah.
many seasons?
Baller stayed on probably about 4 or 5 seasons.
Okay.
Hmm.
These days, that's like huge because
Hmm.
unfortunately, shows are getting sort of cut left and right.
Hmm.
You get sort of one season to prove yourself, and then they're like, you're out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. So what's coming up next for you? Talk to us about that.
What is coming up next? So A Kill for a Kill should be coming out, and then we're praying for season three. And for those who haven't seen it, uh, uh, or finished season two, plug your ears. But Tony's coming back for a vengeance. So that will be exciting to see how that all turns out. Many people wrote me and they were like, "How could you? You can't do that. You don't have grounds for that." People be getting into this show
I know.
like for real.
I know. Because
I wish I could show y'all some of these
oh,
messages.
I,
I'm
I
like,
already know because I follow Tyreek from Ghost, and
okay,
he talked about, I was watching one interview, how he had to start like wearing a bulletproof vest and having his car bulletproof because people were sending him death threats.
oh, oh
Hmm.
wow, okay. So
Hmm.
first of all, everybody, we got to remember that these are just talented actors.
Characters.
This is not real life. This is
Yep.
not. But yeah, I've gotten some messages. Even in season one, Black Twitter sort of came for me. Um, a little bit, and I got like khaki harlot, wench, you stay away from Jax. This is your first warning. But this time it's been like, hey, Toni, come outside. We just want to talk to you for a minute. Just all these.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
when it's a good show when it start affecting people in real life.
Hmm.
9 times out
No,
of 10, they
truly,
want to keep a show around like that. When
truly.
it starts becoming like, you can't see the line between
A
a TV
Right.
character.
show and real life.
Yep.
Right. No, it's true. And even my friends and family, they were like trying to bribe me to get answers. I'm like, fam, calm down. Listen, wait till Thursday. Calls out every Thursday. You'll find out.
Mhm.
Wow, that's amazing. That's now I can see you doing something with Felicia Rashad.
Oh, she should have been on my list. Thank you.
Yes, I can
I
see
You
I
you
love
you
playing a
both kind of
love
daughter.
look
her.
alike too.
Yeah, yeah,
You heard that?
Seriously.
Thank you. I will put that in my pocket for a rainy day.
yes.
Mhm.
I've always Felicia's got something on me. She actually came to speak at SUNY Purchase. I mean, before that, of course, because of everything she's done and the Cosby Show, but also, she's a theater actor too.
Yes.
And she came to speak at my college, and she said something that really always stuck with me. So I share it with you all. Someone asked a question, what's the difference between, um, you know, I'm not going to word it right, but like, what's the difference between, the roles that white actors are getting and black actors are getting, and like, how do you negotiate that? And she was like, I go in for every role I want.
Yeah.
And she just said it, boom. And that always stuck with me. They might put barriers on the outside, but she said, I'm not going to do that to myself. If I want a role, I'll go for it. And it just like that always stuck with me. So that's funny that you said that because she's one of my muses. Just like, oh,
Yes, because basically, looking at all the characters that you played, it kind of reminds me of her because she's played like the worldwide mother figure, and then she's played like the tough role and the little, the little freaky side too.
Mhm.
I was like, you
So
can say it.
yeah,
Call me a freak. You can say it.
and growing up watching her on TV, seeing her play different roles, sometimes it shocks us because we make those characters on TV real. So seeing her as the nice mother figure, and then seeing her say something crazy, I'm like, what? That's not
Right, not
that's not
mama.
like her.
Wait a minute, Auntie. Yeah, no, I so know what you mean. I have that with Danny Glover, because Color Purple, I grew up on that movie. And so I know I have to tell myself it's not real life, but I know, if I ever have the blessing of working with him, I'm gonna have to be like, okay, let it go. Don't be angry with him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You just write down what you want and speak it out loud and it'll come.
Hmm.
There you go. There you go.
So we'll have another interview after season 3. Let's speak that. We're gonna speak that out.
You're always
Yes.
welcome. You're always welcome back. So
Oh, thank you.
we're running short of time. So
Okay, okay.
I want to plug where people can find you, where people can follow you. Now, everyone, she's just a character. So when you follow her and everything, don't be sending no messages coming after my girl. So I'm gonna put that
Thank
out there right
you.
now.
Appreciate it. My manager's like, it means you're doing a good job.
Yes.
So that's what I try. That's what I try to think. And I love the hate. It means folks are invested. Number one, they love Jax, which I love, and number two, they're like you said, they're into the show. So it makes me happy. But don't come for me,
Don't
okay?
come
Tony's
from
just a character.
right. Don't come from my girl Tristan now.
Right. Thank you. Um, so I'm on IG as it's the full government. It's Tristan Cunningham. Um, so yeah, you can follow me on there. I repost a lot of stuff from Reasonable Doubt Hulu, which you should also follow. So as soon as I know things, I throw it up there. I'm pretty active, so if you want to have a in-depth conversation about Toni in season 3, if I got the time, I'm here for it. I'm a new mom, but I'm here for it, and I love the folks have reached out to me and written paragraphs about, okay, Toni needs to do this, and I actually see this side. So I'm always down for that. You all make my job a lot of fun. So thank you to the fans, and more are welcome.
Okay. Are you on X, Twitter, any of that as well?
I am not.
No.
Um,
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook. I feel like an old lady right now. Facebook and IG, and that's my capacity.
That's
I
a,
had TikTok for a minute, and I was just like, nope, can't do it.
yeah, it's a lot going on with the social media.
It is, and it's a full time gig. So I'm like, all right, I can do one well, and the rest need to float away.
So do you still do any thing with, the acrobatics and all of that?
I do, yeah. And I teach kids. I teach at a circus school here in LA. And I'll try to, as long as I can keep them safe and continue to do that, I really enjoy it. My students, they keep me humble. Let's
Okay.
say let's
Go
say it
ahead.
that much.
Go ahead and plug that where they can come to your school as
Yeah,
well.
sure. It's called Cirque School LA, and it's in East Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard. And if you go to Cirque School LA, you can see the classes. I only teach small humans. I'm sorry, adults, y'all are way too finicky. You get hurt way too easy. You ask way too many questions. So I just teach the young folk. But circus for me was really my where I found my footing as a performer. It really empowered me. My growing up, I won't get too much into it. Yep, you agree. Thank you. My growing up was there was a lot of ups and downs, and I found myself in the circus ring. It was where I could, find my light and be a star, no matter what was happening out in my outside life. So I like to continue to give youth that empowerment through circus that I was so lucky to receive.
That's dope.
Cool. That's dope. Well, Tristan, thank you so much for taking the time out. We won't hold you any longer. I know you got your baby with you,
Absolutely.
and we look forward to you. We're putting that out in the air that season 3 will be back because you can't drop that on us and it not happen. And
We've spoken it. It's
yep,
happening now.
it's happening now. And we want you to get that role that you want to play and the people that you want to work with as well.
Oh, thank you so much. And one last thing I'll say, kill for a kill. Um, that character is a little bit wild. So folks, it's just a just a
Just a
character,
character.
okay? But
All
tune
right.
in, make sure when Tubi drops that one, I think y'all are gonna like it. It's definitely a thriller. There's a lot of like twists and turns, but again, just a character.
Okay. And Tubi's my thing. I watch a lot of Tubi movies.
Okay, you're gonna I don't want to say enjoy this one, but you're gonna be on the edge of your seat. I'll say that much. And again,
Okay.
just a character.
Hit me when it premieres so that way I'll be able to look out for it.
Yeah, for sure. I'll send it y'all's way for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for taking your time out to be on the show.
Yeah,
Perion,
thank you.
enjoy the rest of your day. And everyone,
Thank
thank
you,
you for
brother. You
tuning
too.
in. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, baby.
Say bye, Bubba.